Hey Crow Nation, welcome back to KL Insider. I'm Skylar Jenkins.
And I'm Pat McGuire.
And this is the last week of 7 teams in 7 weeks. Who could the last team be? Drum roll, please. Okay, no drum roll. It's the Urban Legends. So let's get started.
So last season, the Legends finished the regular season 4-6, and in the playoffs, they lost to the Jet Sets in the quarterfinals, 118-114. During the season, statistically, they scored the second fewest points out of any team in the league at 108 per game. Their scoring is very spread out all across the board. They're the only team that has scored more kick points than they do throw points. They had 542 kick points and 533 throw points, so they're about 50-50 with how they score. They also led the league with 467 wedge zone points. And defensively, they had the second best save percentage out of the entire league with 44.4%.
So the full roster for the Urban Legends are Kevin Glover, Mike Reagan, Brian Friedrich, Kevin Clark, Greg Ermold, Jordan Wells, Tim Leonard, Anthony Barbera, Matt Erglovich, Daniel Goosed, Frank Buffa, Joe Amendola, Scott Anderson, Dan Vignola, Oscar Hernandez, Johnny Beislein, and Chase Fullen.
First, we'll start out with Tim Leonard. The Legends have high hopes for Tim and are hoping that he can come in and make a lot of noise right off the bat. He's going to be replacing Brian Sperling, who retired after last season, and he's definitely much more of an upgrade from Sperling. He's more athletic and more mobile, and another benefit is he can use his feet too, so he'll fit in with those soccer guys. Although Tim Leonard is a rookie, he's going to be starting over the veteran Anthony Barbera. Anthony Barbera, he had a subpar year with the Jet Sets. Last season, he only scored 32 points on 20.5% shooting. But if, for whatever reason, if Tim's not getting the job done offensively, they're going to look for Barbs to come in and take his place. Barbs has been looking better as a shooter in the past couple of rec leagues and in the past couple of tournaments. So they do have the confidence if Tim's not getting it done that he will come in and he'll get the job done. Matt Erglovich, he was one of the most underused guys in the KL last season when he was with the Horses. I think this is mainly because the Horses, they don't have a lot of guys that play with their feet. No one on that team's going to feed him the ball from the flex. So I think this is actually a much better pickup for the Urban Legends because he does have one of the best feet in the league, and he probably has one of the best fake outs in the league too. You always see guys just trip up over their feet whenever he does his little kick in. And also look for him to be great on defense. He's one of the most aggressive defenders in the league, and that's something that Scott Anderson was really looking forward to when he added him to the roster. Daniel Goosed, he's a player that not many people know his name of. The first time he played was at the tryout back in December. He did start out a little shaky, but towards the end of the tryout, he was getting it, and he was performing much better. Now, he has great foot skills. One of the downfalls, though, is he isn't really good at handling the ball. And I would say one thing he really needs to work on is learning how to roll the ball in and just take the shot from the wedge zone. One of the wedge backs the Urban Legends are adding this season is Oscar Hernandez. Now, Oscar we talked about leading up to the Winter Classic and said we were looking to see how he was going to play. And I got the privilege that I actually got to play with him during the Winter Classic, and I thought he played very well. One of the things I think he should work on, though, is he's not really more focused on how to make a save in soccer. So he just has to adjust his game to making chronom saves and making more saves from a throw than from a kick all the time. But I definitely thought he improved. His offensive game was there, and he was scoring from the flex with his kick, and I thought he looked very good there. Johnny Beislein is another wedge back the Urban Legends are adding to their roster. He's been playing Chronom since he was in high school. He's also very good at stopping penalties in the Chronom Rec League, so we're hoping that carries over to the higher level in the KL. He has also improved his jump shot a lot, and look for him to be very aggressive in the goal zone whenever an opposing team tries to go backdoor on him. The final rookie added to the Urban Legends roster is Chase Fullen. He's been playing since high school, and he knows the game very well. Another plus with Chase Fullen is that he grew about 4 inches since the last time he played Chronom and is now standing at 6'5". Captain Scott Anderson is also getting over a torn ACL and has talked about starting himself in wedge in week 1, but is hoping that Chase Fulham will be able to come off the bench and be the starter the rest of the season, probably around the mid-season mark. Anderson is hoping that he can take himself off the field and be more of a coach to this team. My projected starting lineup has been all over the place for these guys because there's been a lot of rumors of where Scott Anderson wants to play his team, where he wants to play Jordan Wells, where he wants to play Kevin Clark, Kevin Glover, and a bunch of other guys. But as I see it from what I hear, this is what I think we're going to go with. The crossers is going to be Mike Reagan and Kevin Glover. Now, Kevin Glover is probably going to rotate in and out of Ranger with Kevin Clark, so look for them both to just be intersecting positions, but Mike Reagan's going to be the main guy taking the ball in the middle on offense. Now Rangers, like I just said, Kevin Clark, Greg Ermold, Jordan Wells, and Tim Leonard. And then for wedgebacks, Dan Vignola, Oscar Hernandez, Johnny Bisline, and Scott Anderson. And like I just said, look for Chase Fulham to come in halfway through the season.
So my prediction for Urban Legends for KL5, I would have to say that with all these new rookies that they're putting in and actually they're starting all these rookies. Some other teams are just kind of picking up a couple, or they've picked up a couple big arms that they've needed to fill those spots. The Urban Legends have really just pulled in all these rookies. They're depending on them to play well. If they don't, the Urban Legends will go down fast this year, and it will be disappointing. Also, another note is that they picked up more soccer players. It was a soccer team, and now they have more soccer players. They have a couple of guys who can throw now, but it's still going to be a lot of soccer. You're not going to see a whole different team. We're just really hoping that these rookies can pull through. I'm really looking forward to seeing Tim on the field and Johnny, two guys I've been watching through the rec league. And they both do a phenomenal job in that. So I'm really hoping that they don't fall under the pressure and they can really do something well for this team.
Yeah, and I would agree. The bar has been set high for these guys. Not even just the rookies. The bar is up there for Kevin Glover and Jordan Wells, guys who've played wedgeback the past couple of seasons to come out of net. And how are they going to adjust? Are they going to be able to score more? Is Kevin Glover going to throw more now that he's out of net? That's another thing to look forward to. He can hit point shots. I've seen him do it in the Colonel Rec League, so it's something that can happen. And with the rookies, their expectations are set high. These guys have to come in and perform at a high level and play very well, or else, like you said, this Urban Legends team isn't going to be a good one to watch. But I think these guys can do it. They all have the ability to. They have the mindset to do it, and I think it's going to be fun to watch to see where they end up.
So that's our show for this week. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Skylar Jenkins.
And I'm Pat McGuire.
And we'll see you around.